Welcome to the weekend and welcome to Afternoon Express Mzansi. I'm Palisa Tembe and we've got a very creative show today. We meet radio host Celeste Anthony, who shares more about her journey of diagnosis and recovery from COVID-19. Filmmaker Anthony Bila shows us what beauty can be created in 60 days in lockdown. And we kick it all off with the award-winning musician Tresor. Now, the beautiful thing about music is its relatability. So we've asked you on social media to tell us what song best describes your lockdown experience. I don't know about you ladies in the kitchen, but for me, it has to be Akon's Lonely. What song are you guys vibing to?
Mine is Havana, Hunana. I want to go to Havana after this. And you too?
Mine is Black Diamond. Because I want to go, I just want to fly. I want to go back to Jauza.
Anyway, everybody, today we are going to make the most scrumptious, indulgent, winter wonderland milkshake. What are we making? That's what we're making. And we're going to have cream and chocolate and marshmallows and everything on it.
Yes, we're keeping it very warm this weekend. And we're also going to be making a delectable winter apple bread. So do join us. Make sure you've got all your ingredients. Get them off the website on afternoonexpress.co.za.
Tresor's first language is music, but he is equally fluent in English, French and Swahili. His songs reflect a perspective of life shared by many on the continent of Africa. His latest offering, called Thrill, is no different, as it was inspired by everything that brings us upliftment and joy during these times.
I won't lie, you're killing me softly. A love like this is hard to come by. Everywhere you go, I go. And I don't wanna close my eyes, no, babe. When we out with fragile bones, I'll still sweep you off your feet, my you're my thrill. Time stands still. I'll go there for a million years, baby. You're my thrill.
Hey, bonjour, mon ami.
Hey, Paris, how you doing? You cool?
I'm good, my friend. Long time no see. And what an incredible video. I mean, you just released your latest body of work, which you, of course, filmed post-COVID-19, after the film industry was allowed to go back. Talk to us about the vast differences in filming pre- and post-COVID-19. What was it like?
Thank you so much. Yes, of course, creating a video, I think, post-COVID-19 or during COVID-19 is very challenging because there's a lot of course, health restrictions. But at the same time, man, we're doing what we love, so we're finding ways to have fun while doing it, which is really very important.
Yeah, I see you guys jamming away there. I mean, that song just brightens up my day. It really does bring that joy that you guys keep cementing as, you know, what is inspired by. You know, it's meant to bring about this enlightenment time and time again. So, you know, talking about creating music, you are so inspired by travel. I mean, your last body of work we saw with your third studio album, you created it in a plane, in a hotel, you know, out and about. But now this time, you almost have to create in isolation, in peace, and standing still. So how have you found that process in comparison?
Yes, but for me, I find quite incredible musical moment in it, because I've been spending a lot of time in my home studio, recording, writing. So this year is going to be crazy because I'm exploring a lot, because I have a lot of time to explore different genre of music. And I'm having a lot of fun. There's a lot of growth, a lot of experimenting, and I enjoy creating it. I think I'm really looking at the bright side of things, and it's given me enough space to create more and more. So when everything goes back to normal, we're way ahead of ourselves, and I think that really what's really important for me right now.
Yeah, I think that's a super good look right now, making sure that you're ahead of the curve. By the time everything opens up, you just have a plethora of music that you just keep releasing. So speaking about that, I mean, you are known as the feature king. Who have you not collaborated with? So when you speak about these unlikely collaborations that you've got up your sleeve, I mean, can you spill the tea? Can you let us in on a little bit of an idea?
Look, I can't really give a lot of ideas, but like I've been enjoying this incredible musical trend happening in South Africa at the moment. I just did actually a collaboration campaign with Maporisa and Kabza not long ago. And we're looking at expanding quite a lot. I'm trying to experiment with Danjara a lot, gas music, and also quite a lot of exciting collaborations coming up on my next project. So all gonna be revealed in time, pretty much really soon. So it's gonna be exciting. All I can say is that people are in for a trip. It's gonna be fun.
Okay, well, we are strapped in, ready to take this musical journey along with you. Now, we can't leave without asking you about the awesome video you recently posted on which you got the legendary Hugh Masekela to rap. Let's take a look.
Hey, mama, you can tell I'm the real thing. No bling, no fling, no bull. First time in the club when you were dancing. I wasn't worried you're gonna be commenting me, but now you're gonna be palpitating. Don't run away from me.
Can you dab on this one?
When you run, you fall. When
Can you dab on this one?
When you fall, you crawl. When you crawl, you roll. And then you're gonna have to pay the toll.
In the video, he has to dab, man.
Shut up, man. Shut up. Come on.
Can you tell the emergence of a new rapper?
It's amazing. My biggest wish is
Don't put the phone on your balls, man.
if they can call us next year,
You won't get the rewards of this track if you put the phone on
like
the
for me, it's like the best thing.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. I mean, Tresor, how did that happen?
I mean, may Papa Hugh rest in glory. We are really very close, and we always shared a lot of great moments. I mean, him being such an incredible, iconic African musician and activist of African culture in general. I got to learn a lot from him. We get to really get closer in the 2 years before he passed on, sadly. And I saw him at MTV Awards when he received a lifetime achievement. And then so there's this rap verse you did, and I really would love to do for you to come one of my songs. And he's like, well, don't worry, for you I'll do best. So he was, I think, in Europe, and he was really good at the time. But it was really fun, man. And I've been blessed and fortunate enough to spend time under the wings of greats.
May his soul rest in peace indeed. It's that spirit that we love so much in South Africa, old, young, we all have this vibe about us. And I love seeing the two of you guys connecting, even if it is during this tough time. It definitely does put a smile on our face. Now, on to some other great news. You've got something to share with us, which has not been shared before. So I'm ready, Tresor.
Yes. I'm really excited to announce my fourth album, Motion, is going to come out in September, and it features Msaki, again, Rantu, and my brother Anati, incredible musicians. And it's a 10-track album. It comes out today for pre-order. You can pre-order and pre-save from today, 26th of June. Really, really excited for it, and I think it's one of my best album I've ever made, and I don't just say it because it's my wicked. I really had a lot of fun making it, and I really cannot wait for people to hear it.
Wow, Tresor truly came with a bag filled with tricks. Thank you so much for dropping the tea on Afternoon Express. I'm sure so many of your South African fans are rushing to preload or pre-order your fourth album. Of course, it is coming out in September. We're already setting a reminder, right? Thank you so much for that. And I'm also looking forward to listening to that collaboration with Nonku Piri. I'm such a huge fan.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, she's incredible.
So, my friend, can you give us a little flavor, a little taste? If people want to download the song, what they can expect? Just a little hum or something.
Why are you putting me on spot?
Okay, fine. I had to try it, South Africa. It's okay. Putting my friend on the spot, it might not be his cup of tea, but his music most certainly is. Thank you so much, Tresor, for joining us on Afternoon Express.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Tresor. Thank you so much for always inspiring us and giving us enlightening, joyous music that we certainly appreciate. Bye.
I don't think anyone needs any more proof to say if you want to go for your dreams, you should. Tresor is exactly that. He's an epitome of going for your goals. Palesa, I mean, you understand what I'm talking about, right?
What a way to kick off our Friday, ladies. I'm in the mood now, fully loaded, ready to go.
I love his hair. I want his hair.
And you know what I want? I want some of that delicious sugary sweetness that you've got up your sleeve. So what can viewers expect coming up?
We're going to make a Winter Wonderland white chocolate milky drink, warm drink for movie night tonight.
Delicious. And we also connect with Good Hope FM DJ Celeste Anthony. Stay tuned. Warm up your winter with Super M by winning your share of 500,000 Rand in cash and prizes. Whether you need a morning pick-me-up, a midnight snack, or a study cram filler, buy any Super M. Follow Super M SA on Instagram or Facebook. Share your warm-up filler and tag 3 friends to stand a chance of winning your share of that 500,000 Rand in cash and prizes. welcome back to Afternoon Express, and I trust you have a fantastic Friday afternoon, South Africa. Now, whether you need a morning pick-me-up, a midnight snack, or a study cram filler, there's no better way to warm up your cold moments this winter than with a Super M warm-up filler. Our Super M Winter Wonderland White Hot Chocolate is the perfect warm-up filler for your Friday movies and chill. It also serves as inspiration to share your warm-up filler, and you can stand a chance to win 500,000 rand, South Africa, in cash and prizes. So, South Africa, if you want to get in on this incredible action, just listen to these ladies and share how you are going to enjoy your milkshake. So, ladies, I'm going to disappear and let you guys have it.
Yes, let's go. I am so excited about it.
Me too.
I've booked movie night with my hubby tonight. So we booked for about 8, 9 o'clock. So I'm going to lie on the couch. I'm going to make this for him. It's so indulgent. Can I start?
Please show us what you've got up your sleeve.
First, we're going to use vanilla M,
Okay.
the vanilla flavor.
Okay.
You add it to your pot, about 300 mils. Oops. We put the pot on, okay, about 300 mils.
Okay.
Just eye it. It is so delicious and vanilla-y. It adds that really... Have you tasted it?
I have tasted it, and yes, I'm the chocolate fan, but I have to admit, I'm falling in love with the vanilla.
I know.
Slowly but surely.
I'm completely... The vanilla is mine.
Okay.
And then you add a bit of chocolate, white chocolate, that I've cut into slivers for that extra chocolatey flavor.
And it's going to melt nicely into it.
It's going to melt nicely into it. And white chocolate is a perfect vehicle, especially with the vanilla. It's like a perfect to sweeten it up and to add a bit of flavor. But now we're going to start with the fun. So you take your glass, beautiful glass. We're going to dip it here in melted white chocolate. The end of it, like that. Look at that already.
I don't think anyone's going to need to go into any restaurant after this. Like, if you want indulgence, you can actually have it right in the comfort of your own home. Okay.
And then I've got desiccated coconut that I've toasted this afternoon. And you're just going to put the rim in it and form a beautiful rim for your milk. And imagine what this is going to taste like when you taste it through it and you actually taste it. So there it is. Okay, so that is that.
Talk about indulgence.
So how would you like, and when do you would like to drink this? Or when are you going to make it this weekend?
Me and my indulgence, I'd probably have this as a break part of my cereal milk, and then I'd probably have it while I'm having lunch. And then, like you said, movie night. I'm not as lucky as you to have someone to have movie night with.
But your man is coming next week, I hear. You can make it for him next week, Friday.
This is a delicious recipe, guys. Get it on our Afternoon Express website, afternoonexpress.co.za. Continue.
So think about this recipe. If you had to make something, make up your own, what would you have made?
I'd probably add more coconut flakes into the actual milk itself, because I enjoy coconut a lot. So I'd put the coconut flakes in there and a bit more chocolate.
A bit more chocolate. I think that's a brilliant recipe. Look at mine. The chocolate has gone down. So I'm just going to... Oh, gosh, doesn't that look indulgent? So what I think you must do, you must hop over to Super M's website or Instagram, sorry, their Facebook or Instagram page. Take your recipe, post a photo of your recipe with you in it, tag me, Pali, and your Oma or your mama, and you can win a part of $500,000.
Did you guys hear that?
Prizes.
500,000 in cash prizes.
Yes.
All right, we're entering this definitely. All right.
So now we're going to add this. Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay. It just looks so delicious. I'm going to fill this up. Is yours? Oh, yours is ready already.
Yeah, no,
You're waiting for me.
I went ahead. I was
and then
rushing.
I've got a bit of whipped cream here. We're going to add this on top. Look, look at me messing.
This is so indulgent,
Oh,
though.
look at how it's, yum. I'm going to add some,
Ooh.
look at that. I know it's messing
my
now,
word.
but
This
it
looks
is delicious.
amazing.
Look at this. Look at that, too.
I'm going to go with a
Let
bit
me
of
just
coconut.
wipe that up. We can mess in our kitchen, especially.
You just brought out the little kid in me. Like, I feel like I've done the most amazing thing all week. I've made a lot of recipes, right? But this for me right here.
And I'm going to add
the
a bit
one.
more coconut over here.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to add a bit more over our display here. Look at that. Yeah.
All right,
And then a
guys.
bit more of this.
I'm not sharing this with anyone.
And can I taste this?
Okay, yes.
Can I please taste
The
it?
taste test. Oh, wow. Ooh.
I want to go to bed now with this.
This is
so
divine.
delicious.
Balsa, do you want to taste?
Whoa.
So, ladies, I thought you'd never invite me to the party. You see, you think you've got friends in the same loft as you think you've got family. Oh, no, but I'm so excited for you guys because you guys have already scheduled when you're going to be enjoying your delicious Super M.
When are you going to?
So, you know, South Africa, I've been thinking it's going to be a very long, cold weekend in South Africa. So, ladies, how I'm going to enjoy my delicious Super M, it is going to be the perfect evening companion for me tomorrow night because South Africa, in case you've forgotten, it is the Global Goal Unite for Our Future concert tomorrow on SABC3 right here. And of course, that's happening at 9:30 p.m. So ladies, can you just imagine me on my couch? Can you just see me with my delicious milkshake, with my blankets, watching the world's finest entertain us and the leaders of the world talking about COVID-19 treatments, vaccines, such an incredible campaign. And I'm going to be there. That is going to be my incredible Super M moment. I love it, ladies. Thank you for this beautiful recipe.
Love it.
Now, if you have the ultimate warm-up filler, then listen up. Super M is warming up your winter, and by sharing your warm-up filler, you can stand a chance to win 500,000 Rand in cash and prizes. Can we just get a little bit of a... All you have to do, South Africa, is simply go to Super M SA Facebook and Instagram page, share your warm-up filler, and don't forget to nominate 3 friends. T's and C's apply, so let's get entering.
Oh, yum.
Today we chat to radio presenter Celeste Anthony as she shares her journey on recovery after testing positive for COVID-19. Welcome to the Loft, Celeste.
Hi.
Celeste, you were recently diagnosed with COVID-19. Take us on the journey from the day you decided to get tested and what the symptoms you experienced were that told you, hey, let me rather get tested and just make sure.
Yes, Vanessa, I got tested on the 28th May. That was on a Thursday. And as far as I can take it back, I think it was the Monday that I started displaying my first kind of symptoms, which I can only describe to you as having a bubble in my throat. And I know it sounds weird, but that's kind of what happens to me when I get a flu in anyway. And so a week prior to that, someone in my building already had tested positive for COVID-19. I had no direct contact with that person. In fact, I don't even know who that person is. However, I thought to myself, you know what? COVID-19 displays much like flu, so get yourself tested anyway, just to be safe. And I'm so happy I did it just to be safe, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of us are afraid of doing that and taking that bold step. But it's important. You got to know where you stand. If you're positive, you got to know. Okay, Celeste, this then led you to start your own video diary of your experience. So what inspired you to share your journey with others, as many are not willing to tell people that they've got COVID-19?
Celeste, for 2 reasons. One, when I was diagnosed, I went, Celeste, you've got all the research, you've read all the articles, you've read all the stats, and so you should be fine. But because it was such an emotional aspect to it, I quickly realized that I want to look someone in the eye and hear from someone who actually experienced it themselves. However, I couldn't find anyone sharing that story, at least publicly on social media, and I thought I would become the person that I had needed in that space. So I shared that story publicly so that someone else could, as I said, hear my story and hear my journey from myself. And the second being, when I tested positive, I sat there and went, oh gosh, I don't know anyone personally that tested positive for COVID-19. And that can't be right if I look at the statistics. So I knew that somehow, somewhere, there's someone that I know that is lying, not lying necessarily, but hiding the fact that they test positive. I couldn't figure out why. They're shy, they're embarrassed. And there's some sort of stigma obviously attached to having COVID-19. I wanted to break that cycle. I know when I say break, it sounds huge, but I just wanted to do my small part, at least, in breaking the stigma, and I thought I'd share that story publicly.
No, it's very crucial. I like the fact that you said break the stigma and break the cycle, because it is a big word, but that's essentially what you're doing, because the truth is someone has to have it for another person to get it, and that's just that. So, Celeste, I mean, you've mentioned that your dad tested positive, and you weren't sure if you got it from him or if he got it from you. So how is your dad doing? And did you have any bad feelings about possibly infecting your family?
Do you know, my dad tested, I tested on the Thursday, got my results on the Saturday. My dad tested the Monday, got his results on the Wednesday. And obviously, as you can imagine, I freaked out to say the least. My dad is over 60. A month ago, he was diagnosed with a different illness as well. And he's got asthma. So he's really in the danger zone, to say the least. And there's a lot of guilt that goes with that, thinking that you might be the one to have given it to your parents. In fact, there's a lot of guilt going in thinking you might have given it to anyone. However, I must be honest with you when I say every day I woke up and my dad would look better than the day before. This whole thing has really, as a family, brought us closer together. My dad is looking well, he's doing good, and he's at home. He's never been in the hospital once.
Ooh, so we're very thankful and grateful for all these miracles. This is so beautiful to hear. And you know, Celeste, it's funny that you say that there was some guilt within you, because once we spoke a few weeks ago to Lady G, who also tested positive for COVID-19, and she was like, you know, that guilt, questioning yourself, being afraid that you're giving it to someone else. You know, it's part and parcel of the paranoia that comes with COVID-19. But girl, you were not patient zero. You also had to have got it from someone. So there's no need to feel that guilt. Yeah. So I love that in your video diary, you were so real, you know. It really touched many people's hearts and made them aware what it's like to live with COVID-19, more than just what we see in the media. So how do you want us to break the stigma around COVID?
You know what? The first thing I'll say is regarding the videos, I never thought once about what I would say once I put on my phone, right? Because then it's scripted in some way. I literally put it on my phone and started talking about how I'm feeling each and every day, and whether that meant I would cry, and then I would cry and you would see how my day is. And so it's really important, I think, to do just that, to be honest and to be real, so that the next person can understand, and that when they're dealt with those cards that you were dealt with, the emotions, you know, mentally, physically, emotionally, that they understand that that is normal. That is what you go through when that happens. You are not, there's nothing wrong with you once you're feeling that. So that is really important to me, and that's what I want everyone to know. That is how we'll break the stigma once we talk about not only physical, because a lot that you hear about is about physical symptoms, how you're recovering, but no one is touching on the fact that mentally and emotionally, there's some other symptoms, I would like to say.
And Celeste, I want to talk about that, because in the beginning of your journey through these video diaries, you spoke about the fact that emotionally and mentally you were fine, you were good. You know, it was just the health that was touch and go. But now we see a complete change and a shift. So how are you coping? How are you healing and coming up? And how did that change happen? When did you start feeling the shift?
I would like to sit here and pretend like I'm all good. But it is, every time someone has texted me in the past week going, how are you? And then my response literally is, physically, I am 100%. Emotionally and mentally, it is quite a ways to go. Because suddenly now you're healthy, and there are promises you had made to yourself once you were sick. I'm going to act differently. I'm going to look at life differently. I'm going to have better relationships with people. And I think being faced with mortality so suddenly is shocking, and you start being all over the place emotionally and mentally. And so now I've come to a point where, to get all that mess that's going in my head and in my heart, to get it in a structured kind of way, I start writing. Right? So I kind of diarize how I feel every single day, just so it kind of makes sense, and so that I can look back on a Wednesday to Monday and go, I am doing better than I did on Monday. So it's quite a ways still to go, but much better than I was.
And that's a beautiful way of tracking your progress as well, just keeping that journal and noting when the change and shifts happen from within you. And I think that this is valuable advice, not only for people who are dealing with COVID-19 and are positively infected, but for all of us. We're all dealing with these changes. So what advice can you give our viewers should they contract the virus?
Do you know what? I can say whatever I want to say, but once you get your SMS to say you're positive, you will have your whatever emotion it is. We each deal with those emotions differently. But what I will say is, allow yourself to work through that emotion, whatever it may be. If it's anger, if it's a regret, if it's sadness. My feeling I can only describe as being numb. I just sat there and read it and I was like numb. However, allow yourself at least one day to just feel that, right? And once you're through that, have a structured plan as to how you will go forward. I woke up literally every single day And I woke up, I showered, I came back, I made up my bed, I took my temperature at a certain time. I made sure that I consume as much positivity as I possibly can. It is important to keep your mental health in check once you go through this, because that will directly affect your physical health.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Celeste, for reminding us that the two play hand in hand here, and we can't have life in isolation. Our health and our mental strength, of course, do play a journey and a partnership in our lives. We are so grateful that you are healing and that you are happy, Celeste.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Bye.
Now, to learn more about Celeste's COVID-19 journey, please check out her social media pages. Please stay safe, sanitize, wash your hands, keep social distancing, and wear that mask.
We are so scared to get COVID-19, and Celeste gives me hope that we can get through that and you can actually conquer it.
Yeah, it's
Polly,
not the
what
end
do
of the
you
world.
think? Yeah, it's not the end of the world.
It definitely is not the end of the world, ladies. I'm so glad that that's what you took away from the conversation. And, you know, on social media, a lot of people have been saying, hey, guys, I actually tested positive. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to even think. So I'm so glad that we've got such incredible vocal voices within the entertainment industry saying, hey, I tested positive, and it's not that bad. But we do sympathize with the families that are experiencing tremendous pain and illness during this time. So whilst we can't shop international like we used to, it's more important than ever to support and shop local. Coming up, we learn how Visa are highlighting the amazing work done by the roving Bantu Kitchen. Shopping and supporting small local businesses allows local entrepreneurs to flourish and grow. When you support local, you're not just helping that business to grow, you're investing in their employees, their suppliers, their families and the community. Visa recently launched a campaign called Where You Shop Matters to support small businesses with various initiatives. We'll be meeting some of these business owners right here on the show to chat a little bit more about what it means to be a small business owner. Today we chat to Sfiso Ntuli about Roving Bantu Kitchen. Welcome to the Loft, Sfiso.
Hello. Hi, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing so incredible. So glad that you could join us this afternoon. Now, Sfiso, please may you tell us about the Roving Bantu Kitchen and what makes it so unique?
The Roving Bantu Kitchen, we started it about 4 years ago now. And it means to us, it's about creating a little community center in our little corner of Brixton. And Brixton is exciting.
What is the heart of your business and the things that your customers connect to the most? And what does the community mean to your business?
The community means a lot to our business. The heart of our business is creating a cultural center, a community center in a place, which has grown up in division over the years. For us to be a country in our past, we had to be divided. So now we try to bring people together in a place like Brixton. We chose food to bring people together. We chose music, South African music. We chose film, documentaries as we call them. There's a lot of students here. So it's quite an exciting little development. And then COVID came to town.
So then how has COVID-19 impacted your business and what have you learned so far?
I've learned how beautiful South Africans are. In the last 25 years, some of us are starting to have doubts. Now, one of the things with COVID, it's often said that in times of deep social crisis, culture, who we are, best expresses itself. What has happened is that because we're dealing, for example, with food, that Thursday, when the president told us to shut everything down, we had all this food inside the fridge, and So I thought, what are we going to do with tribe, with mangrina, all this stuff, beef. So we thought, hey, give it to the students, because there were many students that were stuck in the neighborhood. Give it to the people. There are many poor people. So we started a soup kitchen. And that, in a very strange way, attracted amazing souls from our community and beyond.
So in times like these, why is shopping local so important?
Shopping local, we've often said local is legal. But I think we're just passing whatever in the past. Now it's become that much more real. In other words, charity starts at home. And yet it can't be charity, it's about change. How do we give a little bit of change to those that we know and grow that change without continuously chasing profits? And yet we must survive, we must pay people. So it's about the community coming together, sharing a little bit of change, but not charity. Does it make sense?
Yes. It does make sense. It does help mold the idea of why shopping local matters so much. Now, how are digital payments making it easier to operate?
Oh, digital payments, we could not have had it better. Digital payments, it's so nice to when you tap, in these times of Corona, in these times of COVID, we're trying to minimize physical touching and yet soulful touching. So we can touch, people are touching, we just bam, we tap and dance.
That kind of sounds like something I want to get involved in, tap and dance. Okay, so then, Sfiso, how is technology helping your business run and how can people find you online?
They can find us firstly through our website, www.rovingbantu.co.za. And they can find us, we're all over the net. They can find us through WhatsApp, through Instagram. We're everywhere. And we're using a lot of WhatsApp at the moment. We're all over. The technology could not have come at a better time for the Roving Bantus.
Thank you so much for all the work that you're doing, Sfiso, and your incredible team there by the Roving Bantu Kitchen. We appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to having a plate myself. Cheers.
Can't wait to see ya.
Bye. Now, if you've got a small business that needs a digital advertising boost, Visa's here to lend a hand. Register at visa.co.za and get your name out there.
No matter who you are or what you're looking for, it all begins with a choice.
Tim said, I don't know about you, but I only shop local. I now look in the label to make sure it's local, otherwise I don't buy it.
Especially during this time, it
Yeah.
is important, Palisa. Your
Yeah.
makeup, your hair,
Yeah,
your clothes,
everything must
your
be
food.
local.
Local Mzansi, local is lekker Mzansi. Now, 60 days of isolation that included writing, directing, shooting, editing, and acting, all culminated in the masterful short film, The Isolationist. Coming up, we chat to its creator, Anthony Bila. Today we catch up with Anthony Bila, better known as The Expressionist, who has previously described his creative photography with us and what inspired his self-portrait film called The Isolationist that has been selected to be screened at the New York Liftoff Film Festival. Welcome to the loft, Anthony. Whoa, what a journey you took us on.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here and talk isolation.
Yeah, ever since I started watching this film, when I first got my hands on it, I had to ask you, firstly, what inspired you to do this film and why?
Well, I was inspired by the collective consciousness of young people. I exist in a very creative community of writers, musicians, painters, and all kinds of people. And when I was perusing the internet, and I kind of saw this consciousness of people, a lot of them in isolation or being quarantined and struggling with their own mental health, some people, you know, in very constructive ways and other people in very negative ways. And I thought, let me put it all together, even though I live alone, into this singular entity that hopefully people can relate to.
So, you know, Anthony, we see you here doing something much like Celeste did, where you decided to take your own personal experience, the collective experience, and put it on paper, you know, diarize it, and of course, make it forever. So you produced it, you directed it, filmed, edited the film all by yourself. So what challenges did you face in doing so?
Well, I mean, it was my biggest challenge was probably the acting. The last time I acted, I played myself in a movie, which was years ago, a movie called Ayanda, ironically, and the performance part of it was, I guess, the hardest in getting into those raw emotional states, because I'm generally quite a like neutral person. I don't have many ups or downs, so that was a really challenging part. And then obviously filming it and setting up the cameras, using my equipment. Fortunately, being a director and photographer, I had it in the house by myself, and I guess those were the biggest challenges, were the technical sides of putting the story together.
But Anthony, it's quite interesting that you say that you yourself aren't that much of a roller coaster feeling person. You know, you don't naturally experience many highs yourself or lows. Now, we see your film shows many feelings and thoughts of loneliness, anger, helplessness, frustration and despair, which so many people have felt during lockdown. What have you discovered about yourself during this time?
I guess, you know, creative mediums have a way of being very therapeutic and a catharsis. So for me, I guess the reason I do feel so kind of mentally balanced and neutral is because I have constructive outlets, and using them in a way that has a benefit and a message for other people has really been the message and the routine and the route that I really wanted to take with it. So I guess it's encouraging others also in whatever creative endeavors they have to put it into the work, because it does become like this exorcism where you get all of this negativity out of yourself and it exists separately, and for other people to understand and also understand that they're not alone, ironically.
Yeah, but it's quite interesting as well that you call yourself, or now you rather go by, the expressionist, making sure that you express every feeling and every creative urge that you feel. So we also see this expressionist kind of fever amongst our guests today. You know, Tresor, with being loud, bright, and you know, inspired in that way. And then we also see yourself and Celeste doing your own kind of expression. And again tomorrow, everyone knows, Global Citizen, we've got incredible artists around the world coming together in concert and in campaign, again expressing all things COVID-19. So why is it so important for you to keep doing this and keep this message?
Well, you know, there's a quote that I always remember, and it rings true in my mind, from Nina Simone. And she says that the work of the artist and their duty is to reflect the times. So for me, as a director and a photographer and a fine artist, it's my duty to reflect the world and the current affairs in a way that becomes entertaining, but also connects to people and real human truth, because those are perennial and exist throughout, you know, whether someone watches this film in 10 years' time, I want them to look back and go, I can relate to that and understand it, even though I may personally may not have existed, and now I'm a 10-year-old or a 15-year-old, and I have a way of reflecting on, you know, the times and what existed then.
So, Anthony, talking about reflecting the times, I'm going to go straight into the film here. I've been dying to find this out from you. There's this specific scene when you're facing yourself in the bathroom and you're brushing your teeth. And then out of, okay, the whole film is in black and white, so we actually don't know if it's blood or what is actually coming out of your mouth. But there's something very vivid in that image coming out. And what do you want to express there? What do you want to let out?
Well, with all my films, I always try to leave a little bit of ambiguity, so I'm not going to give it away just yet, because for me, whatever you interpret to have happened is true. And that's the purpose of art, is for people to internalize it. What I will say, though, is that in the film, you know, I throw reference to the universe and the blackness of space and the stars, and the fact that we have universes in ourselves as people. So I'll leave you with that little morsel of information to kind of ruminate on regarding that specific scene.
Okay, I kind of like that. Letting it marinate within us and have us all get our own meaning out of it, our own universal meaning and our own universal truth. Thank you so much, Anthony, for giving us this incredible piece of work. Cheers, my man.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the expressionist Anthony Bila showing us that whether we have a universal truth dwelling within us or we're in isolation, there is always a way to express oneself.
I can't get enough of all these creatives finding more and more ways to just express themselves during lockdown. This is amazing. I can't wait to watch that, Palesa. You said you have. How was it?
Goosebumps, guys. You know when I say goosebumps. In fact, I'm not going to ruin it for anyone.
Okay.
Go out there and go seek out the expressionist. Go watch it on Anthony Bila's page. It's perfect. But ladies, you got something to whip up also.
Yes, we are making a delectable winter apple bread. It's that time of the year, so we're trying to keep you warm with a delicious baked good.
Well, all of that coming up.
Winter is coming. Winter is here.
It's here. Now it's coming. Didn't you hear what's going on the roof and the freezing cold?
Let's get it done so we can rush home, guys. No, not really. We're going to take our time. We're making winter apple bread.
Oh, yummy.
And to get it started, we've got our beautiful flour over here. The ingredients going into it, we've got some apples, some walnuts. I've got cinnamon in here. And if there's any spice for me that screams winter, it's cinnamon. So let me just get started with all that. As usual with baking, we go in with the dry and then with the wet. Yes. So I've got some baking soda here. I've got some baking powder. We've got our salt.
I love your voice. Sugar. You're going to sing one of these days.
I'm going to sing only if you promise to play the piano. Only. And that's the only reason I will sing.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, it's done, South Africa. We promise you
a performance. Okay,
I don't want to make any promises because. Okay, yes.
I need to taste it.
So this is our dry ingredients, right? Yeah. I'm going to whip that up quickly. And this is our wet ingredient. We've got some eggs, and then we've got our oil.
Excella. I like the neutral flavors from Excella. So it's a sunflower oil. And so it hasn't got like any strong flavor, so it's perfect for baking.
Yes.
Frying and cooking and stuff.
You hit the nail on the head, girl.
I know, I'm a clever girl.
All right, so we've got our dry ingredients, and into that I just go in with our wet.
Easy peasy.
Simple.
And
quick.
if people want the recipe, you can go to afternoonexpress.co.za.
Exactly. And the one thing I love about it is that people always assume that when you're making apple-baked anything, it's always going to be apple crumble.
Yes.
And I'm like, just zhuzh it up a bit.
I think it's genius. I've tasted your bread earlier on, and it is absolutely divine. And I'm making a butter here, and you're going to think this is crazy, but I've got some butter and brown sugar here, and I'm going to add some cinnamon here.
That's going to go perfectly with
I know.
this bread.
Can you imagine a warm piece of your bread with some of this butter, this sweet caramel butter and cinnamon on top of it, like oozing into it?
Oh, I can't. That's just amazing. And then to end it all off, we go in with our apples and our walnuts. And all you do is you pop this into your baking tray, bake it at 180 degrees for 30 to 45 minutes, and that is it.
Perfect.
And that is your recipe done. And anyone that wants to see exactly how we do this, you can always just go onto the website. But we do have a recap video for you. Watch this.
This looks like the weekend treats we deserve, South Africa. Thank you so much for sending over your song requests to our social media. Let me just read a few out. Let me start by Usango. Usango says, #Afternoon Express. It has to be I Love Me by Demi Lovato. If I have learned anything this lockdown is to love myself. How beautiful is that, ladies?
It is amazing. I'm glad you're falling in love with yourself.
Do you love yourself too?
Too much.
Too much.
Okay, I kind of like this one, ladies. Talking about too much. This next song that Pamela has dedicated to her lockdown is my type of song. Okay, ladies, she says, good afternoon, guys. Pali, I don't have words. You look stunning. Thank you. But it's DJ Zintle's Umlilo, 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 Umlilo. That is my song. I love that song. Are you doing the pouncing cat there, Anele? Okay. Do you know what I want to see you doing the pouncing cat along to?
What?
Tomorrow when the global goal is on, Unite for Our Future concert. I want to see that pouncing cat coming out. Okay, South Africa, thank you so much for engaging with us throughout the entire week. We have such an amazing time as we're dishing up incredible dinner here. We've got some sweet treats. Ladies, any last thoughts before we get into the weekend?
I'm looking forward to this weekend. I love winter. Well, I don't love winter. I love the rain.
Oh, you love the rain.
The rain too, yeah. I'm going to read the whole weekend.
Oh, speaking about enjoying the weekend, Mzansi, because Monday, it's all we're back to school, basically, as we check in on how the youth are adjusting to the COVID-19 era. Until then, stay safe and happy eating.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.